Despite setting rookie records for the most points, assists, and three-pointers ever, Caitlin Clark's WNBA debut season wasn't without controversy, some of which were stoked by the two-time MVP A.J. Wilson from the previous campaign. With A.J. Wilson calling for a lifetime suspension ban on Caitlin Clark, the star point guard's possible WNBA suspension became a hot topic following the Lynx incident. What caused Caitlin Clark to be at risk of suspension? And how has Aya Wilson's position on Caitlin's behavior impacted public perceptions of her WNBA behavior? It may cost nothing to click the subscribe button, but it means the world to us. Have you done so yet? If so, thank you. Did you know that over 98% of you watch our videos without subscribing?
Breaking ankles. Woo! Fever up by 2 on the lay-in. Clark heating up in the fourth, caps a 14-5 Fever run. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Clark drives. Feeds Aaliyah Boston for the lay-in. Fever back up by 2. Next Indiana possession. Fever. Good ball movement. Getting inside. Boston again. Fever up by 4. Big day for Boston. 17 points. 30 seconds to go. Still a one-possession game. Lynx down 3. Looking to get a shot off here, but good defense across the board by the Fever. They go inside. The block there. The board as well. One of Boston's career-high 16 rebounds as the Fever win it 81-74. Clark finishing with 17, 10 of them coming in the fourth quarter. Fever now 11-14, going to visit Dallas on Wednesday.
Kane assisted the Fever in defeating the visiting Minnesota Lynx 81-74. In what ended up being an exciting match, Kane Clark and the Indiana Fever upset a resolute Minnesota Lynx team, winning 81-74. This victory raised the Fever's record to 11-14, but at what cost?
Shot to fall. Now they see the turn and he grabbed it.
Looking to signal something to the officials here. Who's on the floor.
Caitlin was given a technical foul at one point, especially on her front, for striking Lynx forward Cecilia Zandalicini during their face-off, which appeared to be a reaction to Zandalicini grabbed Caitlin's arm. Lynx forward were not appreciated by Caitlin. The rookie sensation extended her arm in the direction of her opponent after Cecilia Zandalicini grabbed her by the arm. I'm not saying that Caitlin Clark doesn't have the right to defend herself during games, but the fact that she was facing a potential one-game suspension with her team during a playoff push indicates that she has room for improvement. The All-Star currently has 4 technical fouls under her belt, and 3 more will result in a one-game suspension and an $800 fine. Last season, Caitlin Clark received 6 technical fouls, and if she had reached 7, she would have faced a mandatory one-game suspension from the WNBA. Thankfully, fans of Fever and Kin may exhale with relief.
With 8 seconds left, goes around to Gumake. Second opportunity is up and in by Nalissa Smith. All of a sudden, we're pretty close. This has been as close as it's been.
As the season went on, Caitlin's total number of technical fouls continued to rise. However, things took a turn for the worse when the sensational basketball star faced Seattle Storm guard Victoria Vivian, and both players received double technical fouls. With only 9 games played in the WNBA since her debut in the championship game earlier this year, Caitlin's count has increased to 3. According to WNBA regulations, players who commit 7 technical fouls in a season are suspended for 1 game, and with 31 games left in the regular season, all eyes are on Caitlin, who cannot afford to be called out for a technical foul after the 3rd count, so the Indiana Fever's rivals will specifically target the 22-year-old star and look for ways to get her off the court.
Staying with her, preventing her from getting those touches.
And Caitlin Clark gets hit with a tech. She was jawing for a while after that foul call on Aaliyah, but this one I think is about her frustration with missing that last 3.
With just a few months until the next session, the league is keeping an eye on Caitlin as the Rookie of the Year favorite gets closer to a suspension. It appears that the rigors of WNBA life may be getting to her a little bit as she received a technical foul during the game for a pouting swipe at an opponent's face. Why was Caitlin before the half? Indiana was down Seattle 34-25 after Clark was given a technical foul in the Seattle game. Although Caitlin narrowly saved her team with a 3-nicker, Vivian didn't let her get away with it. The two became embroiled in a heated altercation as they were sprinting down the court, and both players received a technical for the intense altercation in another game. Before receiving a technical penalty, Face-Off Fever coach Christy Sides had Clark's back moments. During the third quarter, she got into a heated disagreement with the referee about Sammy Whitcomb of Seattle's offensive fouls on Clark that went uncalled. According to Sid, following their loss, "I feel like they're receiving some calls, and that's also occurring on our end. I simply don't think we're receiving some of the
actually go up. Referee signaled to count it.
Oh my.
What's the
to give here? So they were intentionally fouling her, but I quickly got into that shooting motion. I mean, with the shots, I think they overturned this.
oval call? So you can't review whether the shot was before.
She provided her prior technical files. When she reprimanded the referee for a foul after a play that didn't call for the referee's whistle, she was smacked by a technical after a heartbreaking loss to the Connecticut Sun. It is crucial that Clark stays healthy and available for when the Fever returns to action after the Olympic break next month, even though there were still 15 games remaining and Indiana was vying for its first playoff berth since 2016. However, A.A. Wilson oddly forgets the hit against her teammates. The Las Vegas Aces star was among the first players to address Caitlin's foul, and the two-time MVP calls on the WNBA to give Caitlin Clark a lifetime suspension before we move on. Please take a moment to like this video if you enjoy this WNBA content, and return to the video after subscribing to the channel. Ozza Wilson said that because she is white, WNBA officials are favoring her. When talking about Clark's foul a few weeks ago, Wilson herself raised the issue of race, implying that she was not punished as they would have a black female player since she was white. On the other hand, Caitlin Clark's reaction to the alleged equitable treatment.
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. So I don't know, it reminded me of the technical that I got in college where I said damn it, where it's like a personal frustration. Had nothing to do with my team, had nothing to do with their reffing, had nothing to do with other team. It was just because I'm a competitor and I felt like I should have been making more shots. So but I think he fired me up to continue to play a lot harder. I thought we got a lot better after he did that, so I want to thank him for that.
The exceptional rookie complains about what she believes to be unjust treatment, but she is happy that her coach stood by her during Storm's attack, which went uncalled for a foul. Clark shared her opinions about the professional game's increasing brutality.
Yeah, I think just being competitive is who I am. It's what I've done my whole career. I think at times there's ways I can probably channel it a little bit better, but that's just basketball at the end of the day. No, that's never gonna change. I'm never gonna lose that. I feel like I'm getting hammered. I don't know. I appreciate Christy getting a tech too. Like, I don't know.
The first overall choice stated during a press conference after the game, "I feel like I'm getting hammered. I don't know."
We saw the play in the third quarter where Carter kind of decked you. How do you respond to that and stay within yourself?
I feel like I'm just at the point where you accept it and don't retaliate. Like, you know, just let them hit you. Be what it is. Don't let it get inside your head, and know it's coming. I think at this point, like, I know I'm going to take a couple hard shots a game. It is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
Following the Fever's defeat by the Los Angeles Sparks, she made a comment that was consistent with her earlier quotes. "I believe that everyone is physical with me and gets away with things that most likely other people wouldn't."
To stick up for the players in this manner, wanting to let the coach do that was her message.
Right there. That's a foul.
Christy Sides, the coach of the Fever, expressed similar dissatisfaction with officiating on Thursday, saying, "I feel like we need to get the same calls that are happening on the other end." She acknowledged that Caitlin was being physically assaulted during a game earlier that week, but she said that players should refrain from criticizing referees and allow her to handle that on their behalf. On Thursday, she received a technical foul after arguing with a referee for not calling a foul during one of Clark's drives following Carter's hit on Clark. She told the media that the Fever have been sending videos of players roughing up Clark to the league for review, and that Caitlin Clark could receive a one-game suspension in the WNBA, where a player receives a one-game suspension after 7 technical fouls, with an extra game added for each subsequent technical foul. With 3/4 of the season left, Clark has already committed 3 technical fouls in just 9 games. After reviewing the play, the officials determined that Clark's act was worthy of a technical foul, which was her 4th of the regular season. At this point, the 22-year-old is 3 technical fouls away from receiving a 1-game suspension, having already received one in the previous 3 seasons when he admitted to playing 1 technical foul in the midseason. Earlier this season, USA Today stated that a player who receives 7 technical fouls is fined $800 and suspended for 1 game. Clark won't be suspended for unintentionally hitting Zand Laney in the face, but she faces sanction if she receives 3 more this season.
Nancy, very last question. You know, looking up the stat, I don't know if you know this or not. You probably do, knowing you, because you don't miss much. Caitlin Clark has personally received 17% of the flagrant fouls called. Literally, she's been fouled 70 on flagrant fouls. 17% of them have been against her personally. We spoke about the Cheryl Swoop situation. We've spoke about the numbers, the ratings. We've spoken about the resentment that Caitlin Clark has been receiving, not by most, not by all, but by
Several well-known people, including Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James, and Charles Barkley, have praised Clark for bringing new opportunities and viewers to the WNBA. Barkley has even called out any WNBA haters. Petty, but she needs to quit receiving so many technical penalties if she wants to step up her game. Before you watch the next video, don't forget to like it. Additionally, subscribe for future WNBA updates. I'll see you in the next one.